He may just be the newest product of Disney's over-manufactured celebrity machine, less about talent and more about aligning with their social vision.
But the problem is that he's a good artist, so you're gonna lose everybody on that one.
Just like every other celebrity that gets this much praise this fast.
This fast? This has been over the course of 10 years.
Some people are beginning to wonder if this is all forced.
Nobody's wondering that at all. You're making that up.
Almost every interaction he has feels perfectly manufactured for social media virality.
Why is there a conspiracy around it? Did you know that celebrities have publicists?
Do you ever look at Instagram accounts devoted to you being a heartthrob?
Yes, I do.
It's hard for him to have humility when he literally spends his time consuming content that is praising him.
You're talking about how he gets favorable this, that, and the other thing, and then you think that you caught him in something. That was manufactured.
Fans noticed he had a habit of constantly touching and caressing his co-star.
It's always people like Patrick CC who hate false accusations, yet they are gladly pushing false accusations. At this point in this video, I'm completely convinced that there is a weird, targeted, unhinged freak campaign at Pedro Pascal to make him look like as bad as possible. I'm curious about this video. I think that Patrick CC missed the mark here because he named it Pedro Pascal is a ticking time bomb. I think he should have called it Pedro Pascal is a tickling time bomb, right? Because that's his whole thing. He doesn't need to tickle people. Yeah, I'm curious about what's going on here, so we'll watch this video. I'm curious. I mean, here's the thing. I don't really like Pedro Pascal, but he's like he's a good actor. You know what I mean? So like, I just don't like him. I don't know why. But I like him in everything he does. So it's really strange.
While most actors get roles for leading man, has decided that their next cultural superstar.
Stop.
Hollywood has decided that their next cultural superstar is Pedro Pascal, as he has been chosen as the leading man in 4 major films per year with no signs of slowing down. And while most actors get roles for, well, incredible acting, Pedro seems to be securing roles for other reasons.
Oh, well, he's a good. I mean, again, I don't like Pedro Pascal, but he's a good actor. So, like, what other reasons? Like, he was good in Game of Thrones. He was good in Last of Us. I think I've watched more stuff with him. Oh, he was good in Mandalorian. I mean, he's a good actor. So, like, what are we communicating here? You know,
the 50-year-old has been labeled as the perfect representation of modern masculinity, having a
I've never seen anybody say that before.
Rugged, sexy exterior, but also a soft, gentle, and kind soul who appreciates women in a way that most other men seemingly can't.
Who said that? Maybe I'm just like dumb. I've never heard anybody say any of that.
And I want to have.
He's just low-key gay. I kind of feel like that's true too, but I don't know. He just seems like he's a little bit of a zesty guy.
You introduce yourself.
He's definitely got to be gay, right? Like, he's definitely a gay guy, right? Dude, Pedro Pascal's gay. Like, he's a 50-year-old guy, not in a relationship. He's 50. Yeah, this guy's like gay. He's gay as fuck. Nothing wrong with that, but that explains like the behavior. Because I know this is going to be about him being a little touchy with girls. It's probably because he's gay. Gay guys think that they should, like, they're like, oh, I'm one of the girls, you know? You know, my wife is she's got a lot of gay friends. I'll just say that. I was going to say something else, but.
Your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're welcome.
He has even been labeled the, quote, daddy of the internet, a title that he happily accepts.
But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your
I guess so.
daddy.
But the way my wife and I talk, I'm not going to be able to let my kids call me daddy.
As if he couldn't be any more of a heartthrob, he is being praised for bravely using his platform to speak on sensitive political issues.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want
that's either gay male behavior or male feminist behavior.
very much to live on the right side of history.
Pedro Pascal has checked all the boxes to be considered a modern-day Hollywood superstar, but others are not exactly hyped on his dominance. Pascal.
Well, I think some people are upset with this political shit, and they're probably just, I don't know. I feel like some of it maybe is like a weird, like, he's the new target. He's the new Twitter target to call him a fucking creep.
Fatigue is starting to kick in, and opposers are pointing out that he may just be the newest product of Disney's over-manufactured celebrity machine, less about talent and more about aligning with their social vision for the future. And
yeah, but the problem is that he's a good artist, so you're gonna lose everybody on that one. Oh, they're not really worried about talent. He's a good artist, and everything that I've seen from him, he's good. So how do we parse through this information and be like, well, he's just like kind of a shitty artist? Well, how do I parse through that information? Because he's pretty good.
And just like every other celebrity that gets this much praise this fast, he feels like a ticking time bomb. And that same level of obsession that...
This fast? What? This has been over the course of 10 years. This really, I mean, in my opinion, at least when I started to see him, it's 2014 was when he was playing on Game of Thrones. What do you mean this fast? What?
that boosted him up might also be what eventually destroys him.
What are you talking
Pedro
about?
Pascal was a failing actor for 20 years, surviving off the royalties from one television episode appearance in 1999. He said, "We're talking about being able to see a doctor, getting sick, having surgery, paying my rent. I had less than $7 in my bank account, and a residual from Buffy the Vampire Slayer showed up and saved the day, and literally is the reason I was able to stay in Hollywood and not give up." For 2 decades, he was just another background face, never the star, and definitely not a known name in Hollywood.
Yeah, I feel like that's what happens. That's just kind of the flow of the business, right? Isn't that like somewhat like normal, maybe? Like it takes a while to get known?
36 years old, Pedro Pascal was living paycheck to paycheck, seriously considering if it was time to give it all up and explore something else. And then he got a role that would drastically change his life. Game of Thrones absolutely dominated TV for almost a decade, and season 4
until it fucking shit itself by having like a bad fucking last season
is where it seriously peaked. You couldn't go to school, your job, or a local bar without someone saying the phrase, "Winter is coming." So when Pedro...
Isn't it crazy that like back then they had such amazing viral TV shows like Game of Thrones, and now the only things as viral as Game of Thrones used to be is Skibbity Toilet? That's how it is nowadays.
Pedro got the role of Oberyn the Viper Martell, he knew millions around the world were going to tune in. Now, much like the roles he secured in the past, this character was only going to last a few episodes. Before the audience could truly get to know the Viper on a deeper level, the Mountain,
hey, spoiler alert!
a massive and brutal knight, would manhandle him, gouge his eyes out, and crush his skull. But somehow, Pascal managed to turn this short appearance into one of the most memorable Game of Thrones episodes of all time.
Well, because it was a really good episode, it was well written, and he's a good actor.
One of the best duels in the entire series. Loved Oberyn's confidence. It's been 11 years, I'm still recovering from this scene. However, it wasn't just this fight that fans loved. Pascal brought a natural charisma to the role. He pulled off a unique combination of elegance and aggression that perfectly fit the part, as well as the undertones of the character's sexual orientation without overdoing it. Pedro said,
because he's gay in real life too. But he was like bisexual in the show.
He was dangerous. I'm not dangerous, but I have a sharp nose. I will probably be playing bad guys forever because of my face. There was something so sexy about the character. I loved stepping into that fantasy. One of the things that the creators told me was just by mention of his bisexuality, there was a flamboyance the actors started to attribute to the character in their auditions. That never occurred to me. He seemed so male to me. The fact that he was bisexual had nothing to do with his exterior persona. Pedro was very artistically motivated, which is on par for an actor first breaking into mainstream Hollywood after years of grinding. He was just grateful to be included, letting the work speak for itself. I actually found this old interview clip where he seemingly stopped himself from saying something he might later regret.
I would have, if I had to I had a really, really great time playing this character.
And because of his professionalism, over the next 3 years,
what are we implying there?
He stopped himself from saying something he might later regret. I actually found this old interview clip where he seemingly stopped himself from saying something he might later regret.
What? Why frame it like that?
I would have, if I had to I had a really, really great time playing this character.
What's the implication there? I don't understand why you think you're why is this video starting off so predatory leaning towards Pedro?
And because of his professionalism, over the next 3 years, Pascal was getting jobs thrown at him left and right, playing heroes and complicated characters seeking justice by any means necessary. He got the chance to work with Matt Damon in The Great Wall, played the lovable American Secret Service member, Whiskey, in Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and arguably got his second biggest role after GOT, which was starring in the Netflix show Narcos as Javier Peña, a DEA agent hunting for Pablo Escobar. Pedro was quickly becoming a Hollywood favorite, and like most modern Hollywood actors, he ever so slightly began to make casual conversations political. On his Instagram, he posted comics about right-wing extremists, demanded action against firearms in America, and made comments about foreign affairs, such as sharing doodles about how it was a big mistake for Britain to leave the European Union, or
well, it seems to be.
Or when he criticized the actual DEA after playing a role as a DEA agent.
So?
You know, it was weird because, like I said, I'm from Chile, and I am a child of socialist political refugees. We are very, very liberal. And I can't seem to shake the feeling amongst the DEA, because, I mean, I don't want to accuse them of being conservative, but
But he wasn't necessarily on an all-out crusade to associate politics with his work. He still had a brand to build, and he really started developing a fan base through his interviews, like this one with Chelsea Handler. This interview was supposed to be about him, but fans loved how he sat back and seemingly got more enjoyment out of her discussing her personal projects and crazy stories.
So I did one, Chelsea Does Marriage was my first one, which is all about my personal feelings about marriage and exploring with my family. It was very personal. It was like talking to my ex-boyfriends, talking to people who've been married for like 65 years, talking to people who were in...
65 days.
Yeah, 65 days exactly. For people who are in like a throuple relationship, like 2 women and a man that like operate as a couple. It's called a throuple. That's a thing now.
Pascal's body language and soft
Ew.
responses fed into the idea that he was this sensual, calm, and attractive person.
Yeah, gay. He's gay.
The fans loved it. He has a really hot voice. When he says, yeah, geez, my ovaries, this is what a real man looks like. And this is where the roots of Pascal mania really started to emerge in the press. The media ran with the narrative that he was a new sexual icon, and that he was an example of positive masculinity in a world full of toxic masculinity. He was boasted as what women craved and what men should aspire to be, and his newfound popularity commanded another wave of huge film opportunities, like landing the title role in Disney's The Mandalorian in 2019. That show didn't just pull in Star Wars fans, it brought in over 100 million Disney Plus subscribers and won 14 Emmys across its first 2 seasons. Pedro's quiet, masked performance was suddenly being called iconic. Then came Wonder Woman 1984, the unbearable weight of massive talent alongside Nicolas Cage, and massive buzz around HBO's The Last of Us series, which premiered in early 2023. That show pulled in over 30 million viewers across platforms in its first few weeks, becoming one of HBO's most successful series debuts since Game of Thrones. It seemed like no matter what type of project Hollywood greenlit, they found a way to slot Pedro in. Big budget superhero movies, moody post-apocalyptic dramas, indie short films, romantic comedies, he was everywhere all at once. The media dubbed it the year of Pedro Pascal. By the start of 2023, Variety, GQ, Vanity Fair all ran features praising his rise from struggling actor to A-list star. He was being nominated for Golden Globes,
I mean, that's kind of how it works, right? You know, I'm kind of hoping I have a little bit of a Pedro Pascal. No, I don't. Not in the sense of being seen as like some kind of icon. Just having my career take off. I mean, I'm doing well now, but I'd like to do a little better. You know.
Critics' Choice Awards, and there was even some Oscar talk surrounding his name. But I would be seriously lying to you if I said that much of fans' conversation surrounding Pedro was about his phenomenal acting. It was more about his...
He's a good... Well, do you think... What do you think? Do you think he's a good actor? I think he's a good actor. What do you think? Fuck, I'm gonna die.
image, what he represented, because Pascal had a few specific qualities that made him the perfect modern male superstar in Hollywood. Actors used to be slightly mysterious. They had odd personalities that gave them an interesting aura. Now they post themselves doing TikTok dances because, well, they're just like you, and they love TikTok, just like you. The modern Hollywood star is constantly trying to seem relatable and down to earth because social media has slowly dismantled the value of a celebrity. Social media has opened the door for actual normal people to have influence, to have fans, to make money by entertaining others. And it turns out you don't have to have this overly glamorous life to have millions of followers. You can just be a normal person with a camera and a good idea. It seems like Hollywood has taken note of this and wants all of the benefits that come with the appeal of a regular person with influence and hope that you ignore their multi-million-dollar homes, exclusive parties, supercars, high fashion, PDF file allegations, and all other
What the fuck is he talking? I don't... This is like some weird rambling. I'm pretty sure Patrick CC is like really terminally online on Twitter, and there's a lot of stuff going on there where they're like criticizing Pedro Pascal for, I guess, being too touchy or something. And like he decided to make a whole hate video on it. I mean, I was already not impressed with this guy ever since he had his like horrible dogshit Bam Margera video. We pushed the conspiracy that everybody around him trying to manipulate him for money, when Bam Margera is like a seriously like fucking like a serious addict that needs help, and his friends are just trying to help him. So like I'm already like not exactly on it for this guy. He's pretty. I'm pretty sure Patrick CC is the guy who pretends to be like a normal dude. He pretends to be kind of this like normal guy who's just chilling, and he's very normal and relatable, and he speaks nicely, so people think that his takes are decent. But like for the most part, he's just a fucking unhinged conspiracy theorist weirdo that just knows how to come off as like, you know, a normal sounding, I guess. I don't know.
all right. That was too much. But it's hard to...
It wasn't, and it wasn't really like... The laughing was okay. It was just like cringe. Okay.
To blame them for doing this when it clearly works. We've entered a phase in entertainment where an actor's online personality actually generates more interest in their films from fans. A quick search of Pedro Pascal online and you will get seemingly endless content that describes him as a chaotic ray of sunshine, the funniest man alive, or being a living meme, or restoring their faith in men. And because of this, interviews of him almost always have a segment devoted to teasing him in an erotic and awkward way. Like when Pascal was interviewed about his role in Disney's Mandalorian, reading a comment sexualizing his literal knee.
Tell us about your slutty little knee? What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Oh, Jesus.
And while the whole Hollywood heartthrob thing is nothing new, some people are beginning to wonder if this is all forced, feeling that it almost seems like
Nobody's wondering that. Nobody's wondering that at all. You're making that up. Nobody's wondering if it feels forced. He's a good actor. Again, I don't even really like the guy, but he's a good actor. So
He and Hollywood are campaigning to build him up to be something more than he actually is. For Pascal, almost every interaction he has feels perfectly manufactured for social media virality.
what the fuck are you talking about? Just this guy's so stupid. Okay, so let's say that's true. Why is there a conspiracy around it? Hey guys, this did you know that celebrities have publicists? What you're telling me here is that, like, oh, Pedro Pascal is he's a good actor that has a publicist that tries to make him look good. Well, that's crazy as fuck, man. You blew the lid off that one.
He responds to heartfelt questions with a little stutter, places his head in his hand, and does not break eye contact when other women are telling their stories. Like he's charmed by every word they say. And there are long compilations where
he's like upset they don't have Riz, or
he stops discussing his movies to take a look at the woman's painted nails.
Wow, cool. This is crazy.
See what you got? What you got? Oh, they're gorgeous and glowy. That's beautiful. It's like cotton candy with the sparkle. They're gorgeous.
Excellent. Thank you. And can I have you introduce yourself?
Let's see your nails first.
Oh yes, of course.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Okay, especially food. Anyway.
Can I just say one thing? That your nails, they bring out the color in your eyes. I'm not trying to flirt, but it's so. I've been kind of obsessing with everybody's. But you did that on purpose.
I did that on purpose.
Oh, guys, cringe is now illegal. I forgot. It should be.
It works. It's very, very good.
It's because I bought this weird, really amazing metal ring, and I needed to
great,
find something to
It's
go
a
with
great
it.
color.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks.
Thank you so much. And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please. Oh, come on, please.
And look, I'm one to appreciate some good nails. Just look at
Why? I mean, I only like nails when my wife's nails are wrapped around my penor.
my fiance's. Now those are nice nails.
Wow. I'm sorry. Maybe.
Please.
And look, I'm one to appreciate some good nails. Just look at my fiance's. Now those are nice nails.
That's how I know you're not gay, because you think that that's true. Those nails are disgusting. They're not disgusting, but they're not very good. They look like a tacky limestone bathroom. What are you talking
about? And look,
about?
I'm one to appreciate some good nails. Just look at
that is a tacky limestone bathroom. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude to you or anything, but give me a break. Give me a break. Did your fiance get those under duress? She probably said, "Honey, why don't you pick my nails?" And then you picked, and she didn't want to make you feel bad. Those are terrible. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I'm sure your fiance's a lovely woman. I'm not being disrespectful to her, but those nails are terrible. They are not on fleek, the youngsters would say. Okay, they're just not. I mean, you know what? But I respect the attempt. To be honest with you, I do respect the attempt. I respect the attempt at trying to do something different. That's one of the things that we need more of in the world. Is different stuff. People to try different things.
Look at my fiance's. Now those are nice nails. Pedro Pascal would have a stroke if he saw these with the way he is just handing out.
Those are cool. Those nails are pretty funny. I like those nails. Those are the only good ones you showed.
Compliments to anyone with a weak-ass paint job. The point is...
Does your girlfriend do nails? Oh, I think his girlfriend does nails. He's just trying to give her a shout-out. Well, you know what? We respect our supportful husband.
He might appreciate some good nails, but the way he appreciates them comes across as gay best friend, performative for social media virality, and just...
Oh, fuck, dude. Did you guys know that you're supposed to... I find it so funny because I'm like a streamer, right? And even I try to make sure I don't present myself stupidly, but like sometimes you do because you're on fucking streaming and whatever. Patrick, Mr. CC, the entire point of your content is to make sure that you meticulously edit it in a way where you are favorable to yourself, which, by the way, I'm not criticizing. So if you do that, if you try to make a video that's well-researched and you try to, dictate it in a way that doesn't make you look silly or foolish and expresses yourself in a way that is good, positive, productive, why are you criticizing him for effectively doing the same with his brand? Your brand is making these YouTube videos, right? His brand is, to some degree, is going to be himself and obviously being an actor, but that's part of his brand and his charm and people liking him, and that's part of the sphere. And so I don't really understand how you don't because the problem is I'm getting heavy undertones of like Pedro Pascal conspiracy theory, when the reality is Pedro Pascal's a solid actor who's getting opportunities, and he's got a publicist that helps him be likable. Like, okay.
For clarity, he is not...
It's illegal to be a gay best friend, Drew. What's up, August?
Not gay, but Pascal made it clear that he liked the positive attention he was receiving, particularly with being called the daddy of the internet.
So what are you? Are you the daddy
internet.
of the internet? What's internet daddy?
That's not like a fucking girl. What the hell?
Me? Yeah, you are.
It got to a point where seemingly every interview he did, they brought up this daddy of the internet thing, and he was embracing it.
You know you're the daddy of the internet, right?
I call Pedro Pascal a DILF and
I would fucking embrace it too, dude.
think he's my cool,
Am I
slutty
supposed to do yell?
father.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep. I am your cool, slutty daddy.
When he took this lie detector test with Vanity Fair, he tried to tell them that he didn't see himself as a Hollywood heartthrob, only to be caught in a lie immediately after.
Do you think you're a heartthrob?
I don't think
He's lying.
Really? Right. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob. Am I lying? That's the truth. I'm a heartthrob.
Is it a lot of pressure being a heartthrob?
No.
Do you ever look at Instagram accounts devoted to you being a heartthrob when you're feeling down?
Yes, I do.
And while this could be perceived as something silly, it's hard for him to have humility when he literally spends his time consuming content that is praising him. And
Okay, so here's the problem I'm having with this, is that I don't know if it's ignorance or what. That entire scenario is manufactured. You understand this, right? Like, they went on Vanity Fair. These lie detectors are manufactured. Okay, I've seen them talk about how they can get whatever result that they want. I feel like, Patrick, you should know that. Maybe you don't. You're talking about how he gets favorable this, that, and the other thing, and then you think that you caught him in something. That was manufactured. That's fake. That's Jersey Shore. That was created for him to look a certain way. You know, like he tries to be humble, but he can't help but enjoy that people think he's a sexy, attractive icon. That's what that was. And it's manufactured and it's intentional by his PR team, his publicist, right? You not catching that is weird. You can't decide that there is a big push to make him likable despite being a bad actor, which was your insinuation, which is silly. He's a good actor. And then look at those moments and think you caught him in an own. What are you doing?
since he knows exactly what people want by studying fan accounts, he seemingly will also clip farm during his interviews.
Studying fan accounts? Are you dumb? Like, because he scrolls through some people saying that they like. Okay, whatever.
Because he knows how much his fans love their internet daddy.
Guys, alert! People, celebrities clip farm. Alert! People want to have positive clips. They look for that. Alert! TikTok has had a big impact on the social media sphere, and now people play into it. Alert! We're learning new things we've never known before. Alert, guys. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
You or this man, Oscar Isaac?
I'm a bigger daddy than him. I'm older than him. Although he's a real daddy. He's got kids, and I don't. But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
It's hard to argue against Pascal leaning into this image that he has been given for his own gain. I mean, it's just smart business at this point. But it starts to beg the question of how much is genuine and how much is performance for his mostly female fan base. Even Pascal's
It was be okay if he had a mostly male fan base.
obsessed and loyal fans felt like they were getting the "we must sexual."
Dude, this is what happens at every interview is they try to do like positive PR for these guys. That's why they agree to go on there. Hey, will you help us write a fluff piece about our Pedro Pascal? Yeah, if you do that, we'll let him on. We'll have him on. We'll book you. We'll book you. Cool. Wow, who the fuck? Well, that's weird. I never knew about that, guys. Whoa, that's scary.
Sexualize and obsess over Pascal narrative shoved down their throats. One fan said it was cute at first.
Hey guys, people like Pedro a lot. By the way, we're shoving it down your throat. I think people like him a lot and they want to see more of him. And they probably want him to shove himself down their throat.
But I think reporters have taken it too far. It's a lazy way to try to get a soundbite. Interview him. Don't just talk at him about a kink and expect him to respond. I don't promote
he did respond, so
anything calling him daddy anymore. It's like you took a bite of cake and thought it was good and now it's being smashed in your face. But among his fans, this was not the popular opinion. The positive press was working and Pedro quite literally started dominating Hollywood. Wow. Within a single year, he was starring in HBO's The Last of Us, which wrapped its record-breaking first season in March. Less than a month later, season 3 of The Mandalorian premiered. That's 2 lead roles on 2 of the biggest streaming platforms in the world running simultaneously. Then he was cast as Mr. Fantastic in Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot. Full superhero franchise commitment on top of everything else. In between all of that, he took roles in Ari Aster's film Eddington, Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel, the highly anticipated crime drama Drive Away Dolls, multiple projects filming back-to-back, overlapping press tours, award show appearances, appearances. At one point
Sounds like he's doing a lot of work. Good for him.
in 2024, Pedro was working on 4 different major productions at once, bouncing between London, Los Angeles, and Morocco. To put it into perspective, most A-list actors take on 1 or 2 major roles per year, 3 if they're grinding. Pedro was attached to at least 7 confirmed film and TV projects between 2023 and mid-2025, and that's
So what's that supposed to like? What are you trying to communicate with that? To me, that communicates a few different potential things. One, that he's got a pretty solid work ethic, that he's like really trying to, maybe he's really enjoying himself because it took him until he was around 50 to really boost, or really 40 to like really boost up and become something. And so he's really trying to take advantage of it and really trying to like push. Maybe it's because these roles aren't as demanding in different ways. You know, for instance, Mandalorian, I don't even know if he's wearing the armor or if they have like a stunt guy wearing the armor. I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe there's lower like work demand, or you know, work necessity to do some of these projects. I don't really know. What do you think though? What's your speculation, Patrick?
that's not even counting
Because I mean, you already kind of loaded us in the front saying that you think that he's being shoved down our throats. Maybe you're I don't know. Maybe you're fucking admitting you want him in your mouth. So like, what do you think? What is your theory, brother?
voice work or cameos. His agent even admitted in a Variety interview that they were turning down 10 to 20 scripts a month just to manage his schedule. And yet for fans scrolling through social media, it seemed like Pedro was somehow always available, always charming, always present in interviews, always asking about others' nails. He was
As part of his work.
being propped up as the cultural icon of the 2020s, and I personally witnessed the effects of that in real life. A few weeks ago, my fiance and I were eating lunch in this really cramped restaurant where all the tables were side by side, and next to us was a young woman who was finishing up her meal, and then the waiter came over and asked her if she wanted dessert. She said, "No, I'm saving room for popcorn at the movies," before saying that she was going to see Materialists. And the waiter was like, "Oh, is that the movie where..." And you could tell he tried to explain the plot, but he didn't really know like what the movie was about. As he was like stumbling through his explanation of the plot, the girl literally just cuts him off and says, "Honestly, I don't know what the movie's about, but I'm just going to see Pedro Pascal." And I was thinking about doing a video about Pedro Pascal, but that was really the moment where I realized that I had to, because
That made you feel like you had to? Why?
I thought it was extremely interesting that a woman in her early 20s was going to the movies by herself on a Saturday, not because she was interested in the movie, but just because she wanted to see Pedro Pascal. And
Why? Why do you think that's weird?
I can't help but feel like this type of notoriety in our modern social media climate is like a ticking time bomb.
What the fuck are you talking about, weirdo? First of all, it's normal to go out, and it's honestly, it's normal to go out by yourself. You know, I will sometimes go out to like malls by myself and just sit down and eat and just enjoy my alone time. There's nothing wrong with that. But now you're having a problem with people going to the movies by themselves. There's nothing wrong going to the movies by themselves. Why are you so socially awkward? Where like if you went to the movies by yourself, you would just constantly be thinking about how much of a loser you are. Because that's what I'm getting out of this. What I'm getting out of this is like you're really weirdly self-conscious, and you feel like you can't go to the movies alone without feeling silly.
The longer Pedro stays on top, the more he risks becoming everything the internet loves to tear down.
Well, it seems like you're trying.
Overhyped, overexposed, and maybe worse, a fraud. And nothing will bring on the hate train faster than when an actor shifts the conversation from their acting to their political views. But
he's gotten big with his political views. He's been talking about his politics for like the past 5 years, and he's only growing. What are you talking about?
Indication of a shift against Pedro Pascal was when fans noticed he had a habit of constantly touching and caressing his co-stars.
Oh, maybe he's being weird, but she seems fine with it. I don't know.
Particularly when this clip went viral of him grabbing Vanessa Kirby's hand. Now, Pedro has said multiple
Well, it seems like she embraces it. I mean, do you want to be like, oh, they're feeling pressured to do it because there's a power dynamic? Maybe. I'm seeing comfortability with women
times in the past, particularly when this clip went viral of him grabbing Vanessa Kirby's hand. Now, Pedro has said multiple times
she looks perfectly comfortable
in the past that he suffers from anxiety, and whoever posted this video said that grabbing someone's hand will help calm his nerves. And even if this were not true, it's clear that Vanessa is consenting to this as she looks back.
So who the fuck cares? He's definitely gay. Who cares?
Back and grabs his hand.
The reason he's not saying that he's gay is the same reason why your favorite OnlyFans person is saying that they don't have a boyfriend. It's because they're trying to manipulate you to give them more money. Okay? So what does this matter?
But outside of this situation, he definitely likes to grab women's hands, kiss hands, and maybe even run his fingers through their hair. Now, we don't know what types of relationships he has with.
They seem perfectly fine with it. I'm really not concerned with it. It's interesting. Like, I come from the school of women have agency and autonomy over themselves, and they can take care of themselves. Like, I think she's fine. I think that she's an adult. She can advocate for herself. If they're all super uncomfortable, they can go do something about it. They can do something. Oh, maybe they're pressured. Maybe they're not. It's speculation. So it's fine. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Who cares if they're consensually holding each other's hands? He's comfortable with women. Dude, he's gay. He's fucking gay. Who cares?
With these women behind the scenes, obviously we would strongly assume that they're friends or maybe even more than friends. But if he was not this Hollywood heartthrob or exuding soft and safe feminine energy, they would call him creepy, or that he has where my hug at energy. And it's
okay. I like how he showed a clip that makes her look like she's slightly uncomfortable. It's my favorite.
already starting to happen. This post went extremely viral of Pedro posing with the cast of Fantastic Four that read, "If I saw another man holding my pregnant wife like that, someone is getting a black eye and some broken teeth."
Wow, what a lose. Oh, guys, by the way, he's religious, so that's really nice. It's okay, cool stuff. So much for peace, original peace, huh?
To which commenters
Sorry, I'm being silly. It doesn't reflect all religion. But also, relax.
sarcastically replied, "It's okay, he's gay and has social anxiety. His hand is just above her ass."
Also, not for nothing, I don't really know what there's going on in this picture. If my wife hugged a guy like that, I would have a problem with her. I'd say, listen, I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. That's on me, even though he's definitely gay. So who the fuck cares? Like, who gives a fuck? I don't get, you know what I mean? Like, just be like, hey, honey, listen, I'm not comfortable. Or even say it to him afterwards. Like, listen, between you and me, I'm not comfortable with that. You can say I'm insecure. That's fine. I don't care. But please don't like hug my wife like that. It makes me uncomfortable. And like, it makes my wife agrees with me because we're a union. And be there with your wife in the conversation. Why does this have to be some kind of this big predatory conversation? If you had an issue with it. I love how he's like, if he touched my wife like that, but she's not like harassing her or anything, I'd beat the fuck out of him. Be a fucking man and just have a goddamn conversation with these people in private. The what?
Commenters sarcastically replied, "It's okay, he's gay and has social anxiety. His hand is just above her ass to keep him from having a panic attack. Don't be insensitive." Now, Pedro and Vanessa are married in the film, so perhaps they are being affectionate to help sell the movie. But in real
Or perhaps they just like, you know, you get into like a close role with somebody and then you just get close with them.
life, they are not together, and Vanessa is having a baby with her current boyfriend.
Whoa.
However, Pedro and Vanessa being touchy-feely is not exactly new and have really been doing it for the build-up of this film, but what really set off the Pedro-Pascal opposition was after Donald Trump's re-election in 2024. Pedro became more noticeably vocal, posting
Good, Donald Trump's a scumfuck piece of dog shit.
an underlined quote on Instagram that said, "Anger restores the gift of clarity of vision, which is hard to attain in any other state." And from here, he refused to stay silent and
That's true. It's always people like Patrick CC who hate false accusations ruining someone's career, and yet they are gladly pushing false accusations right in front of our eyes. That's what's happening right now, just to be clear. Like, that is what is happening. That's what they're doing. They're gladly pushing false accusations.
anymore, frequently posting about global affairs and
But I'm not really saying it's true, but here's a bunch of information that says it's true. Oh, okay.
gender rights, going as far as attacking his fan base if they disagreed with him. Someone said, "You were my favorite actor. I'm unfollowing you." BS. He said,
Yeah, who cares? Donald Trump's a piece of shit. He's a bad president. He was bad from the start. He never should have been elected, and he's saying that he's bad. Oh, no. Whoa. Uh-oh. We're fucked. Uh-oh. Bad guy. Okay.
"No," sarcastically. Another fan said, "Man, you were my favorite actors until this." He said, "That's too bad. Wait, no, I don't give a shit." And even though he was getting some pushback, he mostly was getting praised for unapologetically vocalizing his political opinions, specifically in support of his transgender sister, Lux Pascal.
Oh, wow. Who would have thought that the guy who had the trans sister would be against Donald Trump, who hates trans people?
In April of 2025, the UK Supreme Court ruled that trans women should not be recognized as women, and one of the
Whoa, that definitely seems like religious bullshit. Hey guys, believe in religion, which has no facts to it, but don't believe in trans people, which have a similar level of facts. Which, by the way, I think that religion is real and valid, and I think trans people are too. But we're having a philosophical conversation. There's probably more proof that trans people are valid than there is that religion is valid or real. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Who gives a fuck? What is this?
supporters of this decision was J.K. Rowling, who felt that feminism didn't apply to transgender people in the forms of sharing bathrooms and private spaces.
I've heard her mentality is much more than that, so nice downplay on her fucking weird freakish perspective. But yeah, okay. I mean, trans women are women. You know, if you bathrooms, I don't even care about at all because you know, it's a fucking bathroom, and I think that like it doesn't really matter. It's literally a bathroom. Like, you're not going to get harmed in a bathroom. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't happen unless it's a fucking truck stop bathroom. And at that point, there's nobody around. So if somebody wants to fucking rape you, they're going to rape you regardless of whether they pretend to be fucking trans or not, which is what the real fear is. Somebody might pretend to be trans and then fucking molest me. Well, you're probably ugly, first of all. And second of all, that's not going to happen. You think, like, you guys, you're the same party that's like, guys, gun laws don't stop people from shooting people. It's like, okay, so then why would a fucking a law stop people from raping people? Why would that law, like, oh, you can't, oh, here, hey guys, I'm a predator. Now that I'm allowed to just say I'm a trans girl, I'm gonna go rape someone in the bathroom. Oh no, they made it illegal. What am I gonna do? Fuck, I was gonna do it, but this boundary of the law stopped me because, you know, it's legal to rape apparently. But this logic, but I can't go in the bathroom and pretend to be a girl and go fucking assault people. You foiled my plans. Oh my fucking god! Like, what are you doing? What is your perspective on things? Are you fucking stupid as fucking shit? I don't even understand. Find another way to hate trans people, you fucking weirdo. This is a weird freak.
On her
By the
yacht.
way, J.K. Rowling looks like she looks like the least passable trans person I've ever seen in my life.
She posted a photo of herself
Okay, she looks like Lily Tino, okay?
celebrating the outcome.
Sorry.
The backlash against J.K. Rowling was enormous, although for some it's unsurprising since she has a history of being extremely controversial. Pascal fired back at her, saying,
Isn't it crazy that she doesn't like trans people, but everybody that likes her show is like the only people that like Harry Potter are fucking trans. That's it. Like they're all trans. Okay, instead of identifying as non-binary, they identify with their Patronus.
awful, disgusting is exactly right. Heinous loser behavior. And in a Vanity Fair cover, he doubled down by calling her a bully. The one thing that I would say I agonized over a little bit was just, am I helping? I want to protect the people I love, but it goes beyond that. Bullies make me effing sick. Rowling seemed pretty unfazed and provided a sarcastic reply to him. Can't say I feel very shut down, but keep at it, Pedro. God loves a trier. And regardless of a person's political affiliation, defending your family from the digital mob is a perfectly normal reaction. But
I like how he makes all these he basically implies that Pedro Pascal is a bad person and says, well, some of the things he does are reasonable. The reason that Patrick CC is doing this is because he wants to make it seem like he's a reasonable person, but he's not. Very clearly, this is an entire conspiracy narrative that Pedro Pascal is some kind of a threat to women, and he's trying to push it under the guise of being a reasonable creator, but he's not. He's already showed his ass in the Bam Margera video where he was claiming that his family and friends were not trying to help him with his horrible alcohol addiction that kept him away from his own kid. No, they were just trying to steal money from him. So
once Pedro started speaking in interviews about his political positions, it started to come across as performative, like when he was
no, it actually doesn't come across as performative since he's been consistent.
Promoting a movie called Eddington at the Cannes Film Festival.
Especially since MAGA is the thing to be right now, which is slowly shifting. But if he wanted to be performative, why wouldn't he just pretend that he was okay with MAGA?
And started discussing the mass deportations in America.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history. And I'm an immigrant. My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled a dictatorship, and I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and after asylum in Denmark. And if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And
so what sounds performative about this idiot?
So I stand by those protections. Always. I'm too afraid of your question. I hardly remember what it was.
To have millions of dollars and be terrified.
How are you said it's performative? Hey guys, I grew up and I was a refugee. All this animosity and anti-refugee and anti-immigrant sentiment that Trump's pushing in America terrifies me because people who were in my position when I wasn't rich are at threat. And then, of course, the response from some idiot like Patrick CC would be like, well, they're just trying to go after the illegal immigrants. No, they're not. You're stupid if you think that. No, they're not. Because if they were, the conversation would be, listen, I understand why people are coming here illegally. They just want a better life, but we can't sustain it. That's perfectly reasonable. Tell me why there's so much hate being pushed. Oh, they're sending the worst. They're sending their criminals. They're stealing this. They're doing that. Because it's not about being reasonable. If it was, Trump wouldn't have pressured Republicans to shoot down their own bill under Biden that would have put billions of dollars at the border wall to help stop illegal immigration. No, it's about getting reelected. It's about redirecting you and making you angry over something that's a non-issue and not looking at billionaires who are actually stealing your money. So what are you talking about? What seems your video seems performative. It seems like you went on Twitter and you saw that some people were complaining about Pedro Pascal. And you said, what if I jumped on the bandwagon? That's what this video sounds like to me.
To live in America. Oh, the humanity. It's ironic because the man sitting next to him, Joaquin Phoenix, came from being raised dirt poor in a cult and forced to be a performer on the streets of South America by his irresponsible parents.
What does that have to do with Pedro's experience of apparently being a refugee?
Pedro comes from an extremely wealthy Chilean family. In his comment,
does he? I thought he just said he was a refugee. Gotcha. So he wasn't born into wealth. His parents were political refugees. They fled to Chile to the political persecution. Okay, gotcha. So I don't see how that changes his target. I don't see what's the issue.
Isn't totally inaccurate. Pedro's mother was related to the nephew of former Chilean president Salvador Allende. Pedro's parents were supporters of Allende's socialist government, but after the 1973 military coup, they felt they could have a target on their back and moved to America. Pedro wasn't even 1 year old at the time, so he doesn't remember being a refugee. Pedro's mother...
Okay. What does that have to do with the fact that he supports people being able to seek refuge? Some of the people being targeted by Trump are people who are here in some kind of refugee status. There were people who were told they could stay here as long as they continuously checked in, and then Trump decided to force them to check in early and then arrested them all. I don't understand, like, what... I mean, you're stupid, obviously. Patrick Cici's fucking stupid, so, like, what's happening here is, like, we're just seeing how dumb he is. I understand that. But, like, why are you so comfortable being so stupid? Why is it okay to be this dumb? What is happening? Just because you have a neutral tone doesn't mean that you're being neutral. I know that, like, that your fans are dumb as fuck, and they hear a neutral tone and they think you're being neutral. You're not. It's trying to lend to pretend credibility to the stupid fucking things that you're saying.
Mother Veronica was a child psychologist, and his father was a fertility doctor. They lived very comfortable in America.
Pedro Pascal does this
good for them.
Little like, ooh, he's so baby girl. Ooh, he's so socially anxious. Ooh,
dude, this is some weird right-wing propaganda. Like, literally, what is happening? You're showing some right-wing fucking idiot freak, like another fucking Trump guzzler, and you're sitting here and you're being like, hey guys, I'm reasonable. Well, here we go again. Here we go again. We got the Patrick CCs who in 5 years will be guzzling left-wing shit because they're cowards that sit on whatever they feel like the Overton window is. Incredible. This guy's a loser.
He's so darling, sort of body language thing, and he carries it with him everywhere he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not buying it. I think Pedro Pascal has risen quite a bit as far as his heartthrob status to like playing into this like baby girl, meek, socially anxious sort of.
This is what the reality is that the majority of conservative content creators are really upset that they are shitty actors and they wanted to be actors. She's probably one of them, and so now she's like, oh, Pedro Pascal, people like him, and he's not MAGA, so I'm gonna go say some stuff that makes him look weird. This video is somehow making me like Pedro Pascal more, even though I'm not a particularly huge fan of him. It's very strange how that's happening. Holy fuck. At this point in this video, I'm completely convinced that there is a weird, targeted, fucking unhinged freak campaign at Pedro Pascal to make him look like as bad as possible. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Lean, and I don't think it's real.
And with the negative press slowly beginning to rise, previous fans are now laying out their complaints about this 10-year push for Pascal.
Here's a comment from TikTok or Reddit with 100 likes on it. Definitely reflecting everybody.
Refusing the idea that he is a sign of positive masculinity or even a good general example for how someone should behave at 50 years old.
Recently, there was a video.
Oh no, it's some very beautiful girl.
Video of him simulating an act at a Last of Us rap party, I think it was, and that was.
Okay, this YouTuber doesn't even exist. I'm like trying to look them up by their at. Did you give us the wrong at? What? I can't even verify this. I honestly might just be stupid. I might be honestly stupid or something. Oh wait, I think I found them. Okay, that was weird that I couldn't look them up the way I wanted to. You're saying this was a former fan. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so this is our former fan. I looked up Pedro. Video from a month ago. I think he's weird. Video from 2 months ago. We need to talk about him. Video from another month ago. He's gross and creepy. Okay, definitely a fallen fan. Gotcha. Okay, so let's hear what you have to say again.
My problem with that is
at 50 years old.
All right, let's
recently
hear it.
there was a video of him simulating an act at
Recently there was a video of him being kind of gay. Here's my problem with it. I don't like the gays.
a Last of Us rap party, I think it was, and that was caught on camera. Now, my problem with that is that Pedro Pascal is the leading man for a Disney family property, Fantastic Four. We also hear that he is going to be the leading man of Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr. It's really his movie, but the heroic leading man is going to be Pedro Pascal. And I don't think that
was an adult party. Why the fuck do I care?
is appropriate.
Also, isn't like The Simpsons on Disney? They're not purely a kids company anymore. Also, it wasn't a Disney party. I'd have a problem with it if it was. It was a fucking rap party for a completely different IP.
Appropriate to do publicly when you are supposed to be the face of this family brand all of a sudden.
Even idealize.
What the fuck? Family brand? He's the Mandalorian? Isn't that the Disney property? And wait, sorry. We're not talking about, like, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. If Pedro Pascal was sucking cocks in this game, we'd have a problem. This is a kid's game, okay? That's not what's happening. He's in a more adult, like the Marvel universe and the Star Wars universe. What the fuck are you talking about?
Logically aligned news outlets like The Telegraph have started to change their tune from
whoa, okay, Pedro's gay Western brings raunchy. Okay.
Overwhelming support to posting headlines like the star who could have Hollywood at his feet if Disney can get him to shut up.
What?
There's even been a phrase developed for this situation.
What is he saying that he needs to shut up about?
It's called Pascal fatigue. Now, it is evident that the people who are sort of loudly rejecting Pedro Pascal's dominance are
people that are Trump cockazers, yeah.
Mostly right-wing or the anti-woke Hollywood crowd. But even
yeah, like you. Yes.
Neutral parties can recognize that he is just kind of a status quo Hollywood product.
Are the neutral parties in the room with us right now? Oh, no, neutral party, Lost Tree 1981. Even neutral parties under my videos with 700 likes. Even the neutral parties in my... Even neutral party. Okay.
He is the safe option. A little bit of everything. A little bit of color. A little bit of talent. A little bit of class. A little bit feminine. A little bit masculine. You get the idea. He is the soft beige wallpaper that offends no one but is considered dull by everyone. But even though Pedro Pascal is the safe option right now, I can't help but wonder if that ticking time bomb is about to detonate. Because as...
Well, based on what?
We have seen time and time again, actors who constantly make their politics the central focus always end up pushing it too far.
Okay, like who? What's a good example?
One wrong post, one bad
What's the example? Just want to hear the example.
Interview, one poor choice of words, and all,
really would like to hear the example.
All that same fan base that have been praising him for years will turn on him in an instant. As one person
gotcha. I'm not going to get an example.
Said perfectly, he has the aura of incoming allegations. And
said it perfectly, guys. Based on what? Dude, it's actually insane to see someone like Patrick CC sit here and push false allegations onto Pedro. That's what this is. That's what this video tries to do. It tries to suggest that Pedro Pascal is a fucking predator because you don't like him because he's kind of gay and cringe. So I'm glad that gay and cringe now equals predator. Incredible.
And hopefully that's not true. Hopefully he is just another actor who's passionate about their impact on the world. But I think there is one thing that we can all agree on, is that we don't need Pedro Pascal to be a leading man in 9 films a year. Hollywood.
Cool. Great commentary, idiot. I don't know what to say here.